What's up, record breakers? Chris Record here. Another day, another vlog. The life of an entrepreneur. And we are continuing the Shopify series. We're going for 7 days straight. Can you guys believe we're already on day 6 of this series? We got one more day left and it is gonna be powerful. Now, if you guys are new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Record. I'm an online marketer for about 15 years now, literally having generated millions of dollars in my own business. But before that, I was a struggling entrepreneur, negative bank account, 485 credit score, literally could not figure it out. So I had to go online and research all of this stuff myself to learn how to make money online. So when I finally became successful, years later, I felt a calling on my life to be a teacher. So that's what I do now. I literally just share knowledge, share wisdom as much as possible for free with you guys right here on this YouTube channel. 365 days a year, I bring to you as much value and education and entertainment as I possibly can. And all you guys have to do to get it for free is become a record breaker. That is the name of the community here. In order to do that, you just simply smash the subscribe button, smash that post notification bell, and that's it. There's no cost. It's free to become a record breaker. And then just tune in daily, every single day, as we create these valuable videos. In fact, I read your comments in the videos for ideas. The reason we're doing this 7-day Shopify series is it was the most requested idea from the record breakers. So with that being said, we're gonna dive into today's training. The first 5 days, we really talked all about drop shipping and finding products and putting them on your site. We talked about why people buy and then how to create videos to market them on Facebook and Instagram, how to advertise those videos, how to make review videos, and so much more. We've really been diving into this pure value training. Now today, I wanna take you back to an interview that I did with my good friend, Karl Schuckert. This interview is all about the blog that is built into Shopify. Most people don't use this, but it's a valuable resource. So when you set up your e-commerce store, you also have the ability to be able to write articles that can get ranked in Google. So for example, let's say that you have a section on your store that sells Christmas products. You can literally write a blog article that says the top 5 Christmas products for nurses, or the top 7 Christmas products for engineers, or the top 5 Christmas products for your college graduate, or Christmas ideas, or whatever it is, right? What happens is you could take the products on your store, organize them into a little article, and now you can tailor that article to any niche audience you want. This strategy is so effective. And you can even advertise those articles on Facebook for $5 a day to get traffic. Listen, this is one of my favorite strategies, these list-based articles that feature your products in your store, and they convert. So today we're gonna talk all about that strategy, and then at the end, I'll come back to you and share with you a little bit more about it. With that being said, let's roll the interview. So why Shopify blogging? Okay, I'll kick off a few obvious ones. Number one, your Shopify store, it already comes with a blog for free. So first things first, there's no additional fee for you to have your own blog. So if there's no additional fee, if there's no additional cost, it's just a time issue, why not at least give it a shot? There's no real harm, there's no real risk, you're not paying extra money, you're not, there's nothing really too crazy about it. You literally could just go onto your blog and write posts. So as long as there's value in it, why not do it? So number one, it's free, it's already included, and it's pretty simple. Number two, there's no coding needed. You don't need to install anything fancy. You don't need any coding. There's nothing you really have to do. It's very, very simple. You literally just go into your admin area and click write a new post. Okay, number three, you can do things on your blog that you can't do on your product pages. So on your product page, you're forced into adding pictures of your product, a title of your product, a buy button. Well, what if you ever just want to promote something that's not necessarily a purchase? Like maybe there's a holiday coming up and you want to talk about it. Or maybe there's like something related to your topic. Maybe you're in the animal niche. Maybe you're in the dog niche, like pit bulls or something like that. Maybe you want to write an article about pit bull rescue and how important it is to rescue dogs or whatever. That's not necessarily a product, that's a cause. But if you write that on your blog is a way to be able to produce content of things that aren't always for sale. Another reason for why I blog is you can feature products on your site in your blog posts. So you can actually write a blog post about products on your site. So it's another form of marketing. Your blog can give you SEO rankings. You can get listed in Google. You can get free traffic from your blog. Your blog can give you articles you can share on your fan page. That way you're sharing your own content instead of other people's content. And you know what? The list goes on and on and on. There's literally so many reasons to use your Shopify blog. There is no reason why not to, okay? The downside I could think of is maybe if you don't have time, if you're only working your business an hour a day, probably just stay focused on selling products. But if you have a little bit of time and you love the idea of experimenting with new things, I would recommend getting started with your Shopify blog. So before we dive in and show them examples, why don't you give some of your feedback? Why are Shopify blogs so important? Why have you made such a major focus on them, and what do you think they could gain from it?
Yeah, absolutely. And just hearing some of the ideas there is I'll give you guys a strategy that'll actually make it easy for you. I'll give you guys a strategy to where you can actually help. I mean, I can't guarantee it's going to give you rankings or anything like that, but I'll give you a strategy that'll help with the time that it takes for actually blogging, because that's probably the biggest pain point that people have on why they don't blog. But one thing I'll tell you, I did some research and I found out the 5th biggest reason why someone will buy from you. I mean, you have to break down barriers of trust to get people to purchase from you. By not having a blog, it's actually costing trust. When you have a blog, it actually creates trust for your store and what you are selling. The other thing is that you want to have content that gets scroll. You want to have content that people don't bounce off right away. Some of the best content you can find is trending topics. So if you're in the dog niche, maybe you can find some trending topics by going to Google Trends, which is free, and you could take your actual your content that is in your store. You could actually find what those the keywords are for that store, and then go search them there, and then you can have Google send you daily, weekly, monthly trends as they're happening in that specific niche. And then once you do, then you can go and do another thing called content curation. Okay, it's not content creation, it's content curation. The biggest thing about content curation is that you have to give the author entitlement to it. So you have to have some sort of backlink or some sort of link going back to the original owner of that blog. But you can get the content fast, you can get it for free, and you can just repost it. You can basically copy and paste it right into your blog, right there with images, everything. And at the bottom it says author of this blog, of this content curated information with like a backlink going back to that content. You can do that also too with YouTube as well. So you could actually take some YouTube videos and stick them in there as well. And what that'll do is it'll give you what's called like piggybacking. So you might not rank number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, but whatever you do rank, when you eventually do rank on that site, it'll rank for some of those same keywords right onto your site. So that's a cool thing you can do.
Let's talk about that for a second. Content creation versus content curation. For some of you, that might sound advanced, so let's simplify this. When you're writing a blog post, if you are going to create content, you've got to sit there and you've got to think about a topic to write about. You got to sit there with your pen and paper, your keyboard in your hands and go, okay, I have a site that's all about nurses. Okay, and you're sitting there, you're like, okay, what should I blog about? And if you're ever like me, you sometimes get writer's block. Okay, sometimes the ideas come to you, sometimes they don't. So you're like, okay, I have a site all about nurses. I'm ready to blog. And you're like, all right, what should I blog about, right? That's content creation. For content creation, sometimes where amazing ideas flow to us and you just can't even stop them. And sometimes you have writer's block. What Karl is presenting is the idea of what's called content curation. Instead of having to think of it all from scratch out of the top of your head, you can just go do a quick little Google search or look at a trending event, find out what other people are talking about, and maybe you just feature like a little snippet, like a paragraph from somebody else's long blog post. And you could say, here's 3 things about whatever it is. And you can kind of say, on so-and-so's blog, they talk about the importance of this. And here's what they kind of say about it. And then you can link off to their article. And then on another person's blog, they talk about the importance of this. Then another person, they talk about the importance of this. What you're doing is you're just curating content. The content already exists. You're just bringing it all into one post. It's a great way. Like an example would be if I wanted to write a post about like 5 success quotes. Well, I don't need to think of 5 success quotes. I will just find 5 people, like, whoever it is. The President of the United States has this to say about it. The CEO of this company has this to say about it. And all I'm doing is I'm giving them credit for the quotes. So now I've got a blog post, which is 5 quotes, somebody else's content. I've curated it, put it on mine. Karl's saying the important thing is to make sure you give them credit. That way you're not stealing their content. You're not just plagiarizing. You're actually just featuring them and giving them credit. Usually a link back is what they want, because they took the time to create it. So you're just curating it. You're giving them a link back. Content creation versus curation. Creation, writing blog posts, if you're really good and ideas come to you, you should always create your own content. It's always best. Curation is if you don't have a lot of time and the ideas aren't flowing and you just want to make sure you have content. So is that a good summary
absolutely.
of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one strategy exactly. I mean, there's honestly a lot of different strategies you can go into when trying to figure out what do I want to write about. You definitely want to encompass whatever you are writing around the subject of what you're selling, because you're gonna, when you do start to, again, it is about getting free traffic. Eventually, it's a long-term strategy. It's not a short-term strategy, but it does work. And if you are pushing traffic with paid ads of any sort, Google will actually continue to give you more authority. Will continue to grow your site as well in their algorithm as well, because they'll see that there's a lot of people coming to that site and sticking on that site or even purchasing on that site. They're really paying attention to that stuff. They're paying attention to bounce rate. They're paying attention to scroll attention. They're paying attention to attention on there. So you know all that stuff helps. And by having a blog on there, people will have longer attention. They'll stay on their site a lot longer. They'll have scroll rate. They'll have less bounce rates as well, as long as it is pulling on the keywords that are on the right type of a person. I know that's a little bit advanced, so I'm trying to keep it simple as well. But the other thing is content creation, like we were talking about. And there's a lot of different ways that you can write something up. Like you mentioned, the 5 motivational quotes that you've heard before. Using numbers is great. Actually, Chris taught me this a long time ago, which was like the 7 keys to the 7 reasons for this, or the 3 top reasons for that. The other thing that comes to mind is to do a review type of thing. So you do like personal reviews on your products that you sell in your store. So if you're selling, stuff in the military niche, let's say, and you're doing like combat survival equipment or something like that, you could actually purchase the stuff, make videos for it, and then write something. Actually, you could actually come on to, here's another easy way to do it. You can make a video of it and then go to rev.com and have them transcribe all of it for you, all the content. And then you could just repurpose that content right directly into your Shopify blog. It's.
Now, if you guys have ever heard me train, I'm a huge fan of this, what he's talking about, which is products you want to sell on your store. Order them yourself, because first of all, quality assurance is great. You're testing out a new vendor. You want to see how it's going to be delivered to your customers. Order it yourself, okay? When you order it yourself, it comes, let's say it's a cell phone case or whatever it might be. Then you do a review of it, okay? So you basically look at it. You're like, what's the quality like? Maybe you're like, I don't even want to sell this. This quality's crap, whatever. But let's say you have a cell phone case. You're like, okay, wow. Here I have my cell phone case, and you do a little video review. You're like, okay, I just got my cool cell phone case. As you can see, it's really great material. It's got this design on it. Really nice. I got my iPhone right here, and it slips right in, clips right in. It's nice. It holds it. Really good material. You do a little review of it, right? And then you show how it's like magnetic or whatever else it does, and then you show it. So there you go. There's my little review. I make a YouTube video of that, upload it to YouTube. Like he says, use rev.com, transcribe it. Now what I do is I embed that YouTube video on my Shopify blog. So I'll say review of such and such phone case. I'll embed it on my Shopify blog. Now, I've got it on my Shopify blog. I've got the video embedded. And then underneath that video, I've got a long form post. Now, I have the transcription, but the transcription might be ugly. When I did the review, I might have been like, blah, 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 blah. And it wasn't really good in the transcription. But I'll take that transcription and I'll organize it. I'll just kind of rewrite the paragraphs. It's very easy. Instead of me writing from scratch, I'm talking, and then I'm just rewriting the transcription. So you make it nice and neat and organized. You go, here's my review on such and such product, whatever. In that blog post, you can also link directly to the product. So if you're selling this phone case on your store, you write a review on it, and of course, link directly to it. Now, you post that whole article, go post it on your fan page. You've already got a fan page for your store. Post it on your fan page. You're delivering content. You can even boost it. Spend like $5 or $10 with a boosted post to drive some traffic back to your site. What's happening is a bunch of things. One is you can retarget all your customers who have come to your store. You can run an ad retargeting them back to read your review of this. It's kind of cool. It's like, hey, they were already checking out phone cases on your store. Now they're seeing a review of it. Oh, I'm in the shopping zone. If somebody came to your store, they're probably looking for items like that. So now you can hit them with a retargeted blog post about it, a review. And now watch, you'll likely even get some sales from that. Another thing is SEO. As you start to write articles and boost them on Facebook, Google's going to see, wow, your store is popular. They'll start ranking your store, okay? And you've got like all of these benefits from it, right? Now, there's also a huge benefit. He said reviews. Not only reviews, but you could also do lists, okay? A list might be, here's the top 5 gifts. Let's say my store was about nurses, okay? Let's say I had products for the profession of nursing. Then what I might do is I might write an article that says the top 5 Christmas gifts to buy for a nurse. Top 5 Christmas ideas to buy for a nurse. Because if you have a family member who's a nurse, you might go to Google and go like, what's a good nurse gift idea? Okay. So I might say top 10 Christmas gifts for nurses, top 5, birthday ideas, gifts, Thanksgiving, holidays, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. There's all kinds of things for whatever the niche you're in. For the 10 gift ideas for pit bull owners, or the 7 top products for, 7 unique products for police officers, or whatever niche you're in, right? So the blog allows you that kind of freedom. And then all you do is you link to each individual product. So let's say you have 7 products. You just feature each one at a time. Say number 1, the police officer watch. You go, this blue watch, it really resonates, whatever. Number 2, the police officer chain. You go, okay, this chain, whatever it is, with the police officer. Number 3 is the police officer cell phone case. This sentence is a top seller, blah, blah, blah. You're highlighting your own products. So these review posts are great because people don't feel like they're being sold. Instead, they feel like they're being helped, right? If I say, buy this case, then you're being sold. But if I say, hey, here's a review of this case, you're like, oh, thank you. You're reviewing something. You're helping me. Okay? So reviews, lists, just content, curation.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things that just stuck out to me when you were talking about that too is that if you guys notice, he was talking about keywords, like the certain type of words. There are different types of words. Some of them are people that are looking for free information. Those aren't necessarily your buyers. And then there's people that are actually looking to purchase something. So like it was like, what's the best thing to buy for nurses? That was a key word there. Like, what's the best thing to purchase? What's the best thing to buy for nurses for holidays? So that right there those are massively great keywords for buyers versus someone that's looking for like what's some like free like how-to videos sometimes are going to not necessarily be buyers. They'll create a lot of traffic, and you could create a list from it, and you could probably sell them later on when that itch comes. But you want to be able to create buyers right away. So that was one thing that came from that. The other thing was native ads. So if you guys have ever heard of, I'm not sure, if you guys don't know what a native ad is, but what a native ad is basically it's content-driven education and then goes into a sell. So it's like that serve first, sell second, which Chris is famous for. Serve first, serve value to your customer, and then sell second after they've gotten to know, like, and trust you. So that's what that blog does for you. And the thing is when you own it, this is something that all the major blog networks know, like BuzzFeed, Mashable, all of them. When you go to their sites, you can see that they're monetizing their sites. They're usually selling something that's usually connected to retargeting, some type of retargeting software. So it's like if you search something somewhere else, they can come there and basically be retargeted based off of your last search. Well, since you own the blog, you're also in control of how you want to market to the people. So if you have that product that is related to that article, well, then you could actually, there's a couple of ways you could do this. You can have links built into them. There's a couple apps out there where you can actually put your products into the, like an ad. It would look like an ad inside of a native article itself. And you can also make a tab, one of your tripwires. So you could have like free watch right in there. And they're like, as soon as I read, they're like, what's that free watch? I want to see what that is. And that word free will pop out on a lot of people. So you can actually split test that. You can do some different ways that you can actually do that. And then also too, you were talking about like take viral content like on Facebook, and it's that native viral content. So you're going to be able to go after, and this is an ad. This is a little bit different than SEO, but you'll be able to, once you have an article, you can go after that target that article is going to resonate the best to, and then you can drive traffic there, and then you can retarget them with an actual purchase later on, or if they don't buy from there, you can
this concept of native advertising. We'll probably even do a whole day on this because it's such a fascinating topic. A perfect example might be that I have a product that's actually good for like 5 different niches, okay, or 5 different types of people. Maybe an example might be that I have a necklace that would be good for men or for women. Okay, so already there's 2 different vertical markets for men or for women. But we can go even further and say, okay, I have a product that would actually be great for, like, you might identify these 5 different groups of people, 5 different audiences that might be good for this product. Well, you've got the one products page on your Shopify store, but you can use the blog to write a custom article about how it's good for this audience, a custom article how it's good for this audience, a custom article how it's good for that audience. You can actually use your blog as a tool to be able to do that, right? So not only can you say, hey, these products are good for the holidays. These products are good for this group of people. These products, you can actually do it with age too. So if you really want to convert sales, you might go, okay, wow, this product, what if I targeted people over 50 years old, and then I wrote a blog post about a couple, a married couple in their 60s or whatever, that is using this product and absolutely loves it. Now what I've done is I've targeted that audience. This kind of advertising, what I call bridge marketing, is phenomenal. It's like such a great way to be able to market your products. Now you have an unlimited audience. You could sell the same cell phone case, but just you can use your blog to be able to sell it in different ways that are unbelievable. Use the blog to be able to bridge to new audiences, okay? So great techniques, great ideas, native advertising. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. 2 minutes. What are your final thoughts? If somebody's brand new, how easy is it for them to get started with their blog? What do they do? And, obviously I think we made a case for why. So how can somebody get started, take action from this?
Absolutely. So whatever you're selling, you're either in a passionate niche or you're in a general store and you're trying to figure out where those passions might come from based off targeting and stuff like that. But what you would do is just like we were showing, you just do some Google searches. I mean, Google is the most powerful search engine on earth, and do some Google searches for some content ideas or some content curation. Like, we didn't really see a lot of content curation on a lot of those. But if you're not really thinking about it, you don't really have the time to write it out, go there and find the content. The other thing is, like we talked about, is maybe do a review video. Earlier we were talking about doing review videos. Review videos work. They're great. They even work great as ads by themselves if you wanted to push ads onto Facebook. And then do after that, then actually do some pushing targeted traffic to your articles themselves. So once you have an article there and you know what your target audience is, push them there and then retarget them later with another product or a product that's related to it.
Absolutely. When people visit your site, retarget them with articles, retarget them with blog posts. So when you advertise your blog posts, share them on your Facebook fan page and boost the post and choose the audience of people that have already visited your site. These are called retargeting ads. So write a blog post, post it to your fan page and boost it and show it to people who have already visited your site, to your retargeting audience. It is a great way to be able to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. A great way to boost up sales, SEO, and everything else. So thanks for your time, Karl. Yeah. All right, record breakers. Hopefully you enjoyed that interview with the Shark. I love Karl. He's awesome. So again, just to further this a little bit in your mind, the concept here is that you're gonna have a store and it's gonna have a bunch of products. Take like groups of those products and put them together in a list-based blog post. Like 7 things or 5 things or 3 things or whatever it is, or the top 3 things or the best 3 things, and tailor it to a niche. This is the kind of content that people love seeing on Facebook and Instagram. They just love seeing it. And on Instagram, you could even take the products and combine them in a picture, and you could even like put a black box over it with a question mark. You could even say like, guess what the top 3 Christmas presents for nurses is in 2017. You could have box 1, box 2, box 3, and they gotta click the link to be able to see what it is. So get creative like this. You guys, the concept here is that most people are not using their blog on their store, and it's a way you could do it for free. So if you guys are low on money for advertising, then use the free resources for now, and that's just one of many ways to be able to build a huge business online. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today to this episode. This was day 6 of a 7-day Shopify series, and day 7 is gonna be powerful. And if you guys wanna make sure you do not miss it, you've gotta turn on post notifications. So when you subscribe to this channel, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button. Click that and turn on all notifications. That way on your phone or your computer, every time I launch a new vlog here, you'll get notified, you won't miss it. And trust me, you do not wanna miss it because they're free and because you know what, they're bomb, right? So with that being said, you guys, my name is Chris Record. You guys are the Record Breakers. It is so awesome to come together each and every single day. I look forward to reading your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's vlog. Peace.
There's the stores on the web, but what we made, we keep running the maths, we keep killing the game, knowing nothing in life but the way to get paid. You can quote me, boy, here's the link to my page.